All right, so obviously it's a topic that is difficult to discuss, but we are going to tackle it here today from the Sexual Assault Support Center of Ottawa. It is Yamikani Msosa. And Yami, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me on the show.
So you are a public education coordinator. That is your title.
Correct.
So what does that role mean at the support center for you?
So generally, I'm the spokesperson for the organization. So at most sexual assault centers across the province, there's a public education coordinator that goes into schools, does public speaks to folks like you, the media, as well as finds ways to raise awareness around educating people about the myths and realities of sexual violence, and also outreaching to let individuals who may have experienced some form of sexual violence know where they can go to get the support that they need.
What are some of the myths versus reality?
Well, one of the common myths that we often hear is the stranger danger myth, which is that perpetrators of sexual violence are these strangers that are in dark alleys and dark corners. And the reality is 82% of survivors know their assailant. So generally it's someone that you trust, someone that you love, someone that you would let into your home. And so breaking down that reality helps destigmatize the notion that survivors need to always be hyper vigilant around sexual violence, but recognizing that if it's someone that you know, that you're less likely to come forward and disclose that information.
Of course.
Because you care about the individual, right? You just don't necessarily like the action that was committed against your actions, depending on the situation.
Okay, so how prevalent is this? I mean, how big of a problem is it in our society that sexual abuse is happening? From your vantage, from your viewpoint, what you see every day?
I can tell you that most sexual assault centers across the province are overworked. Sexual violence is still heavily stigmatized. And as we've seen in the media over the last couple of months with the Yamikani case and other prominent individuals, that sexual violence is something that happens everywhere and anywhere. But the reality is that the responses that come out of the criminal justice system don't necessarily always equate to positive responses for survivors. So for us, the prevalence of sexual violence it's every day, it's everywhere. There's no one place it doesn't happen, right? But more importantly, that it's something that we can prevent, right? With education, with conversations around rape culture. And rape culture is defined as the ways in which society normalizes sexual violence. So how we see it on TV, rape scenes on TV, how we make jokes around, sexual assault. So things like, I raped my exam, right? So ways in which we can debunk those myths and break the normalization of sexual violence in society by talking about it more and by supporting those that do come forward.
You have an event coming up.
Yes, I do.
Let's talk about it.
So the Sexual Assault Network of Ottawa, including SASC, is having, and Kind Space is having Survivors Speak on July 21st from 5 to 8. It's going to be an event for survivors and friends and family of survivors. It's a safe space where you can get support around and information around any experiences that you've had, but also we'll have some fun activities to promote self-care. So we'll have aromatherapy, we'll have coloring books, because coloring books are the new thing.
Yeah, the adult coloring books?
Yeah,
yes,
amazing. So we'll have
popular.
a bunch of those.
Yeah.
We'll have support workers on site as well. So if someone's looking to talk to someone, there will be support workers from the center present. So it's just an event to hold space for survivors in our community, because often what we hear is survivors feel isolated. They feel like they're the only one. And so really this event is about bringing communities together.
Okay, so say people don't want to go to this event because maybe it's a little too public for them.
Absolutely.
Because I guess people assume if they show up there, someone's going to assume possibly, okay, this person needs the service because this has happened to them. Can they contact you in a more private way?
Absolutely. So they can find information about multiple services across the city. They can go to our website, www.sascottawa.com. They can also call our office line at 613-725-2160 and speak to somebody about the services that we offer. You also have the option of calling our 24-hour support line, which is 234-2266. If someone's looking, it could be at 3 o'clock in the morning and you need someone to talk to.
That's wonderful that there's always somebody available there.
Absolutely.
Any words of encouragement for somebody who might be watching and who is kind of looking for that little push or motivation to contact somebody?
Absolutely. I think that the first thing I would say is you're not alone. That there's many people out there who've experienced what you've experienced and are willing to listen, validate, and support you. And just knowing that it's not your fault. Sexual assault is something that is very complex, and sometimes we often blame ourselves. So just know that there's support out there for you.
Okay, and you guys actually, you're not funded, correct?
We are funded.
You are funded?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I know I've heard of fundraisers throughout the city
Yes.
to help you guys out. So you were always, donations obviously do help though. You were funded but only to a certain degree.
We are funded, but we're always looking for donations.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
And people can do
obviously,
that, online.
Yeah, just contact you.
Absolutely.
Simple
Great.
as that. Okay, so the event coming up one more time, Survivors Speak. It's a Thursday, July 21st at Somerset at the Kind Space.
Yes, Kind Space. So it's on the 4th floor and it's 222 Somerset West.
And is it free or is there ticket
Absolutely.
purchase required? No?
No, it's absolutely free. Everything we do is always free to make it accessible. We'll also, if you need bus tickets to get to the location, you can give us a call and
that's
we'll
so
arrange
nice.
that. And we'll also have snacks and whatnot. So for individuals that may need to, because it's right around dinner time, so individuals need to eat, there'll be food there as well.
The 24-hour distress line number is on your website and everything too, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Because I think that's probably an important one, especially if things happen middle of the night, you know, you need somebody quick. That's a
Absolutely.
good number to call. Okay,
That is.
awesome. SASC Ottawa, SASCOttawa.com for more information on this event coming up. And Yami Msosa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you.
everything that you do to help people.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Coming up next on Daytime, Stephanie is with Epic Fitness, so it looks like we may be working out again.
Yes.
Yay! Next on Daytime Ottawa.